Okay, so unit rate. Unit rate. Okay, heads up, this is what it looks like when it's all done. So we have a rate and we have a unit rate. Let's see if we can show the difference between rate and unit rate. This is an example of a rate. $48 per 12 pounds. $48 for 12 pounds. A unit rate would look like this. $4 for 1 pound. $4 for 1 pound. So 1 is in the denominator. That's how we know it's a unit rate, because the word unit means 1. Now the reason why we like unit rate is because it's used for comparing. It's used for comparing. And many times you'll see this in stores, so you can compare prices to see which one is the best deal. Okay, we're going to make a little special note here. So I just put a little star, a little asterisk. You can put a star or something, but usually, not every time, but usually, dollars is on top. I would say numerator, but I'm trying to save some writing. Usually, dollars is on top. And time is on the bottom. Usually money is on top and time is on the bottom. Not necessarily the same at the same time, the same fraction, but usually you'll see this. Time is usually on the bottom. And I'm just going to put some clouds around that. This is about as creative as I get. You put little squiggly lines. There you go. So there's your little note to self. All right, so now we're going to get to the core of what we want to do. So to change the rate, to change a rate into unit rate, to change rate into unit rate, divide top and bottom. That's the and symbol right there. It's not a plus, it's an and. Divide top and bottom. I should say numerator and denominator, but that's a lot of spelling. We're trying to make it short. By the bottom number. By the bottom number. Divide top and bottom by the bottom number. And again, I should say denominator, but I didn't. And remember, this is the top number, there's a numerator, and then you have a bottom number, that's the denominator. Okay, so we'll do 3 examples. I just kind of separated it here. 3 examples. So we'll start off with, zoom in here, sorry. So let's start off with $40 for 5 pounds. LBS, 5 pounds. and we want to make that into a unit rate. So how do we do that? We divide the top and the bottom by the bottom number. Top and the bottom by the bottom number. So in other words, the bottom number is 5. So that you need to divide this by 5 and divide this by 5. Okay, so 40 divided by 5 is 8. And keep the units the same. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And keep the units the same, or just say LB. So you see that? We now have a unit rate. 1's in the denominator. Okay, here's our next one, number 2. We have 120 miles. And 2 gallons, like 2 gallons of gasoline. 120 miles, 2 gallons. Okay, give yourself some room. All right, so we are going to divide the top and the bottom by the bottom number, by this number 2. So you divide this by 2, and you divide this by 2, the top and the bottom numbers. Okay, 120 divided by 2. Half of 120 is just 60. 60 miles. And 2 divided by 2 is simply 1. 1 gallon. And there's your answer. You just made it unit rate. 60 miles per 1 gallon. Okay, our last example. 4.5. And I'm going to use dollars. And 1/4 of an hour. $4.50 for 1/4 of an hour. That's 1/4 of an hour. That is 15 minutes. So $4.50 in 15 minutes. And we want to change this to a unit rate. So let's see here. We're going to say equals. All right, so our bottom number is 1/4. That means we divide this by 1/4, and we divide this by 1/4. Now, hopefully you can see that 1/4 divided by 1/4 is just 1. It's just 1. Right? Because if it was 5 divided by 5, it'd be 1. Look what we did before. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1/4 divided by 1/4 is 1. So this is all we have to really calculate right here. 4.5 divided by 1/4. You know what? I'll just do that down below here. And let's see. I'm going to do the times plus. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 more makes 9. And then I have 1/4. So what, can I reduce? No, you can't. You got to flip it. Remember that? So we have 9/2 times 4/1. And at this point, you can, excuse me a minute. Let's see, I think I'll just do, 2 goes into 4 twice. It goes in there once, goes in there twice. And then 9 times 2 on top is 18. 1 times 1 is 1. It's just 18. So 18 is our top number. So I'll do that. This is $18. So it's $18 per 1 hour. Hey, that's pretty good pay. All right, so that's how you do it. Just take the top and bottom, divided by the bottom number.